Nintendo Switchers, 'tis I, Mike Martins, your handheld junkie. And man, do I have a great review for you guys today. I spent an entire week playing Civilization 6 for the Nintendo Switch. Yes, Civilization for the Nintendo Switch. Sid Meier's for the Nintendo Switch. And I'm going to tell you guys how good it is, and I'm going to tell you guys not only that I'm going to continue playing it after a week because it's so addictive, it's so much fun. Let's take a look. Build an empire that stands the test of time. From Stone Age to the Information Age, make your mark on history and build the greatest civilization. Explore the world. Archive cultural enlightenment and scientific progress. Wage war or make peace. The path of victory is the one you determine. Advance your cultural and technological or wage wars, all-out war. Play as the most powerful leaders from across the globe. Up to 4 players can compete via global wireless multiplayer. Everyone ages 10 and up. Well, guys, there's quite a bit to say about this Civilization franchise, and let me tell you. And I'm going to be very honest with you guys, but don't, trash me, okay? I've never played Sid Meier's on a computer. I've never played Sid Meier's Civilization ever. But there's one thing I did play, the board game. Yes, I'm in board game wonderland here. I do board games, video games, tabletop games, TCGs. And on the note, I'm going to plug myself here. Check out my building a store from scratch, building a store, game store from scratch, how I got this place from what it was to what it is today. Anyways, back to Civilization. I did play the board game. I do understand. I do like it very much. I've spent quite a bit of downtime playing board games with friends, especially the Civilization game board game. Now, let me tell you from my impression of playing this game. It's like the board game because you're saying, well, Mike, how can you compare it to a board game when parts of the map are blacked out? Parts of the map are blacked out on the board game, and then these hexagon pieces that fit into each other as you explore. You remove them randomly from shuffled pile of hexagon pieces, so the land starts to evolve. So that's how they get around that, of creating a new board every time. But the video game, at a glance, when I first started playing, it did kind of remind me Age of Empire, because I'm a big Age of Empire player on the computer. And it did remind me of that a lot. And it did remind me of a little bit of Kozak's Back to War, if you ever played that, or Empire Earth, if you ever played that. Those kind of scrimmage, build resources, and topple your opponents, right? I like the dialogue in the game. The dialogue is really good with opponents, especially the computer. They come by and they say, I like your standing army. I love a leader that's got a standing army. And then you like to agree with them or disagree or dismiss him. I like that. I like building dialogue in the game with the NPCs, if you want to say it that way. I really like how you could build your own custom game, okay? And I'm not saying map building and stuff. I'm talking about what are victory conditions. I like the victory conditions that you choose if you want to do wonders only, or if you want to do first player to reach X amount of religion. I like to do military conquest. I just check the one box, and then this way, people start kind of pushing each other around a bit. You could select what age you want to start at, what age you want to end at. You could select your leader. Every leader has a different perk, which I've noticed. Unfortunately, they don't have Portugal in this, but they have other major leaders like Alexander the Great, what's her name, Cleopatra, all kinds. Mark Antony, Julius Caesar, right in the front there, and the Japanese shogun master there. And I really like the graphics. It's somewhat cartoony, but it's real life, like kind of like the real deal when it comes to graphics on the landscape. how the world looks. Very cleaned up, very believable. You could zoom in to see your guys. You could zoom into your city to see the detail and stuff, which is really nice. Now, I did play the tutorial first. I did play the board game, but I managed to get through the tutorial myself that it offers you at the beginning of the game, which gives you a good hands-on feeling. And for people that played on PC, you might want to do the tutorial anyway, because it teaches you how to select through things because you don't have a mouse, right? So with the Switch, you could touch screen too, which is really nice to specifically open specific areas, and going through your progression from sciences and economics and war. Okay, the game itself, after getting through the tutorial, which wasn't that long, it was about 40 minutes to an hour, maybe 2 hours. I kind of continued after it was done, and pretty much you're ready to play. I just kept going with it. It lets you go with it. And that's the good thing about this game. When another opponent reaches a victory, okay, and the game is over, you can continue playing still if you desire to, which is nice, okay? Now, what I had imagined of this game was, I imagined guys cutting down trees and kind of like Warcraft 2, kind of like Age of Empires, where you have these workers go out and cut trees down and bring them back. I thought it was going to be like that, but it wasn't like that. It was actually more of managing the entire empire from afar. Yeah, you got workers there. Yeah, you got your population, but you're not micromanaging everybody. You're not sending guys out to go cut down trees. You know what I'm saying? You're not sending guys out to like micromanage every person. You micromanage your leaders that come out, your specific like scientists and specialty war leaders and generals. Those ones you micromanage that you want to link to existing armies that you have standing, you know, to manage. That is a good thing about that. The game itself could go up to 500 turns, and it takes a good while. Sometimes I could go 3 days, 1 to 2 hours a day, 3 days in a row on the one scenario. And it's kind of more of a sit back, enjoy, learn, do a lot of reading too. Read what the technologies do. Read what the technologies do. Read what the sciences do. Do you need like, if you're in the middle of a desert, do you need to build a dock? No, you don't need to research shipping and dock work and naval stuff. It's just a waste of turns researching that in the background. Science, like specific scientific things that you don't need in a city depending on its geographical location, right? So look into that kind of stuff too. Read what the military upgrades do. Oh, wait a minute, I don't have any pikemen. Why am I upgrading this? I'll skip and I'll research gunpowder instead. That's way better than, you know, spending 12 turns upgrading my pikemen. And my tip to you on this game, one thing I noticed is you want to build settlers right away. You want to build builders right away. Settlers, okay, builders first. Get a few farms going on. Once you get your builders out, get your farms out. Then you want to build your, you want to get settlers out so they could expand the colony and go out further out. Maybe 10, 15 hexes to the left and 10, 15 hexes to the right, and start colonizing those areas for different minerals and different opportunities of finding things. This way, then you could create a trading between the cities in case your opponents are enemies of yours and they refuse to trade with you. Then at least you could trade between your own cities, and you could keep a good economic flow of balance going. It's better to trade with other countries and civilizations because you get more rewards. So that gets into that. So I could talk about this thing for days. There's so much involved in this game. There's so much to do in this game. There's so much to explore when it comes to understanding and building a hierarchy from type of a government you want to choose. Do you want to go with a monarchy? Do you want to go with a republic? There's a lot of things in this game, and you do build knowledge and understanding what is involved and what could be attributed to building a civilization. And yeah, guys, I recommend this. I really recommend this game to everybody. I've never played the Sid Meier's Civilization. on a computer, but I did play the board game. I have played it many times. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Let me know if you've played this. What leaders have you chosen? And is it worth buying? It definitely is, because it's one of those games where it's always a different game when you start up. So when you start from scratch, you start, I guess, finding out where you want to stake your territory and where you want to settle. And then from there you start. It's always a different map. It's always a different climate. It's always a different opponents. So lots of fun. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about Civilization. That's just my wholehearted review, just from the heart here, guys. And let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And thank you so much.